It's over.
It's over. We finished it. We successfully navigated through the danger zone and made it to the promised land on the other side.
I watched this episode a few days ago, and I got to have the experience of watching you experience it for the first time just now.
Yeah.
It was delightful. That episode...
This, guys, the final episode of Eromanga-sensei. This is the climax we've all been waiting for. It summed up all the loose ends. Everything that could have been asked and answered was addressed in the most satisfying way possible. And that big finish at the end, mwah! What can you say but masterful? It was a waking nightmare, as every episode has been for the last, I don't know, while. Like,
3
okay,
months.
so in the context of, like, so last episode, right? Last episode finally did the thing that we've been expecting the whole time. It just addressed everything having to do with the relationship between Sagiri and Masamune. And this episode had none of that shit. It was gone.
This
was
episode
gone.
is literally a fan service filler episode.
It is a filler fan service episode. Exactly.
Nothing happens.
Literally, nothing happens.
The weirdest part about that fact is that we had episodes 9 and 10, which were both by and large fan service filler episodes, one of which had an emotional moment for a character, and the other of which had a weird back-assward emotional moment for a character.
Elf's one?
No, the other one.
Muramasa. Yeah, that's right.
So we came off of these two seemingly pointless fan service episodes, and we're thinking, okay, the last two are going to be the big climax. Episode 11 is all build-up.
Yep.
All it does is, like, remind us of the whole history of these characters so that we can then take the next big step with them. And then it just doesn't happen.
The last time
nothing happens.
The last time their relationship changed at all was with when Eromanga, not Eromanga, when Masamune, like, he sort of confessed his feelings to her, and like, again, he, like I'd said in that episode, like, he fucked it up and didn't say, like he did in the manga, that, like, yeah, I'm dependent upon you, like, I kind of manipulate you, and I want you to be here in, like, trapped in a little cell so I can be near you, because I want to control you, because I'm a fucked up weirdo. And, you know, they kind of went into some of that shit in the anime here, but...
You implied that he said all of that in the manga.
It was pretty much that. I mean, the implications were there, but, like, that was the last time. And she in kind responds with, like, okay, you know what? I know you want a family more than anything. I'll be your little sister. And, like, that's her, like, stepping back. But that is, like, a change in the relationship, which is, like, what we're here for. Like, that's, like, the point of the show, right? Like, I think that's what the show is about. And since then, there has only been backtracking in, Elf's and Muramasa's relationship. They have gone backwards on that shit, and now they have just ignored the development for Sagiri and Masamune in this final episode. It just simply was not a factor, was not addressed, was not relevant. It's like all the shit that we've done didn't matter. It's like this was a fucking filler episode, as the finale.
What I was expecting,
yeah.
As I was going through this and experiencing the episode, I was thinking, surely they'd only do this because Season 2 has already been confirmed.
That's the only reason,
That seems logical. We know this is a successful show.
I mean, there's never an excuse for a bad episode, but...
Right, but
yeah,
why cuck your audience out of a fucking ending unless you knew you were going to have another season? I don't know if there is one announced yet, but I really expected it to be announced by the end of the episode. Like, that's a common thing.
Maybe Anime Expo.
You know, like,
I don't know.
Konosuba, for instance, like, you know, by the end of the last episode, it says, like, hey, Season 2 coming soon. Nothing like that happens, and moreover, the episode does not in any way signify itself as a Season 1 ender.
I mean, okay, I just want to point out the most baffling, amazing moment of this episode was, as you clearly saw, when we get to the finale, right? So there's no point. The girls come out, they hang out of the house, it's a huge waste of time, and then they leave at the end, and, like, they're leaving, and they're like, we'll be back tomorrow, we'll do more fun things in the future. And Sagiri opens the window, and she leans out, and she says, like, see you soon, like, bye-bye. And they're like, yeah, we'll see you soon. And she goes like, And the editing is like, there's no music. It's deathly silent. They just, like, the guy kind of smiles like, They say, bye. She goes, And then cut to black. And then cut to the theme song, the end theme song. It was not in my wildest dreams would I end a fucking video that I was making like this. And this is a professional anime studio. Just like shitting out the most bare bones piece of shit anticlimactic ending I've ever seen to an episode 12 of a fucking show.
Yeah.
What is that?
I mean, as you
There's no excuse.
As you put it, you wouldn't even end an episode like that, much less a season.
That's right.
And it's just never has the whole like assembly line feeling been more strongly there than the very ending of this episode. Like, just to go a whole episode of utter nonsense and then to see it just like, okay, it's over, you know, like,
yeah, that's
like
really what it was.
It's literally like a fucking wet
they
fart.
They just farted it out.
Yeah,
you know, it's like they don't have from a purely cynical corporate stance, they don't have any incentive to give us a satisfying ending at all. In fact, the more unsatisfied we are, to an extent, because they don't want to drive people away, like, the more people be like, oh, we gotta wait for the next one. And even if like they don't get a season 2 made, that still kind of increases the desire for one, if like it was like totally, you know, unrewarding at all, because the show is bafflingly popular in a way that's fucking infuriating and is disgusting to me on a deep level, but nonetheless it is popular. Like, it just will, people will want it, and maybe that'll increase demand for it, which slightly increases their corporate profits if they end up, like, tricking people into making a new season, if they make this totally unsatisfying. It's a purely calculated, cynical move. It's garbage. It's evil. It's legitimately evil to make something like this distastefully. Though, to be fair, I don't actually think it was evil. I think it was just incompetence. I think it was just incompetence on a deep level. Like this whole show has been.
So this fucking episode, dude, like,
there's really no point.
Where do I begin with it? Because everything in it is wrong.
Yeah.
Like, it's, I mean, aside from the fact that it's the worst possible ending.
Yeah.
It's also one of the worst episodes of the show.
Without a doubt.
And we've had, like, episode fucking 10, which was, like, just unbearable. And we both were like, there's nothing to this.
Yeah.
That one, at least some parts of it made sense.
Yeah.
This episode, nothing made fucking sense.
Bottom to ceiling, completely nonsensical.
Made fucking sense. So, okay, the conceit of this episode is that before, when Masamune went to the island with Elf and Muramasa, they had struck up a deal with Eromanga-sensei that that they would do whatever she wanted in exchange for letting them have free reign of Masamune.
Isn't that just a wonderful thing about anime? That tradition of making deals to just do whatever they want. Whatever they fucking want, you'll do. Who does that? Has there ever been a real instance of that? Okay, moving on. I'm digressing.
So yeah, they take up, you know, they're gonna hold up their end of the bargain.
Yeah.
So at the start of the episode, we have a scene of Sagiri doing a live stream and showing off all of her fucking new erotic art, and it's all clearly pictures of Elf and Muramasa.
Zero doubt.
Like, in swimsuits, playing Twister. And so we're thinking, okay, like once we get into the episode and, like, we see, you know, her on the phone telling them to come over and do the favor, we're like, that must have been a flash forward. To, like, what she drew after this scene that's about to happen. Mm-hmm. But then she tells them to get into these bathing suits that she's prepared and play Twister, and she holds up a drawing of them in those bathing suits playing Twister.
It's literally them. It's exactly them. There's no ambiguity here. How many times did this show insist she can't draw something unless she's seen it in person? So it almost kind of makes sense that she would do this deal in the I mean, there's so many problems with that premise to begin with.
Well, if it had been a flash forward, this would have made perfect sense.
But she had just done it anyway.
Yeah.
She didn't need this.
What did she need them for?
Nothing.
She already has the exact drawings. Like, even aside from the fact that she has drawings of them playing Twister and everything.
Yeah.
She has the drawing. Like, she's just making them replicate her drawing. So what is she then going to draw? The same picture again?
I guess, yes.
What the fuck? What were they thinking?
I don't know what they were.
What the fuck were they fucking thinking?
That really crippled my ability to just think at all. It was... What was there a mistake made? Did they use the wrong picture?
You did a lot of
oh.
You had your. It's better when you have the sunglasses off, so everyone can see your.
I'm trying to do it.
Eyes.
I can't do it on command, but I'm just.
You looked so.
I don't know where to look. It was so unbelievably incompetent. Incompetence is the name of the game when it comes to the show. Was this shit in the manga? Was it in the light novel? Did they fuck up that bad from bottom to top? And no one along the process ever was like, you know what? This story is kind of the worst thing I've ever seen. Kind of doesn't make any sense. Kind of is terrible. Why would we adapt this? Oh, right, we won't, because we're not idiots. No one had that thought at any point during the making of any of these adaptations of this fucking shit, including the original guy.
So moments that made me go,
yeah.
First of all, the fucking goddamn light novel salesman girl.
Yeah.
Just for no reason, out of the blue, is like, by the way, if you didn't want to fuck all those other girls, I'd marry you. And he's like, you just want it for the money. And then she makes this face like, no. And I'm just like, why now?
They're adding a new candidate at the last fucking hour right now, dude.
Now, one of the things that I kind of appreciated about this show was that those other two girls seemed like maybe they weren't actually a part of the harem.
Yeah.
Like, just because we gotten so into this idea that it's like, it's Eromanga, Elf, and Muramasa. And that's been like, the whole second half of the season has been, like, really hammering that idea home. Those other two girls weren't even there for most of the show. It's like, this is the love quadrangle. These are the three harem girls. And then it's like, oh, by the way, you remember that girl from before? Yeah, now she's in there, too. Just throw her in. Like, even though, like, compared to those other characters... She's a fucking side character.
Absolutely.
She has no, like, noteworthy personality traits or interesting stuff about her.
She's into books. She's the queen of light novels in her bookstore. Don't remember this character, guys? No, I don't. Hey, remember everyone's favorite light novel writer? That guy? Libertarian Government?
Oh, yeah.
Who showed up. He had a cameo, and, like... He's so small, you can't even see him down there. Does this fucking guy, has he done anything at any point besides react to gay shit? Yeah. That's his sole role. Like, perceived gay shit.
React to perceived gay shit.
Like, remember his introduction as like, hey, there is this guy. There is this fucking new kid on the block who is fucking firing on all cylinders to beat you. He is pissed that you beat him. He's gonna fucking show up and he's gonna fucking demolish your ass. He's gonna be the king of light novels. And he shows up and he's this tiny little libertarian government. You can't even see him down there. He's nothing. He has no... He is still my favorite character. He's nothing.
Elf's brother?
Oh, yeah. Oh, right. Elf's brother. Elfman. Yes. Ears. Elfman.
Daddy Elfman.
Yeah, exactly. I do remember. He made an impression because he wanted this dude to fuck his sister. That's a character trait. I know that.
So as I said, this episode made no sense. Mm-hmm. Makes no sense number 2.
Yeah.
So a huge section of this episode is dedicated to light novel girl shows up at the house, and she's got a pornographic doujinshi of the light novel that they just released.
Yeah, cutest little sister in the world. It's here.
First of all...
Where'd you get that, by the way?
First of all, the bookstore girl is not 18.
No, she's not.
She can't sell porn.
She just gives it away.
Where'd she get it?
I don't know. Did I miss something?
Like, the fact that it's her would imply that she, like, has it at the store, but you can't.
Yeah,
can't be selling
she
that.
shouldn't be having this shit. That's true.
Yeah.
She shouldn't be having this shit.
Like, all the characters in Denki Guy are, like, 18 and up.
I guess she just gets it.
It's a porn store. So anyway, she has the porn manga. She gives it to our 14-year-old protagonist, who refuses to give it to his 12-year-old little sister. And they're arguing over porn.
But she gets it anyway.
She gets it. She gets the porn from him, and she starts reading it. She gets all like immediately inspired, and so she goes and writes her own porn. Now the problem with her,
she makes a fucking porn manga like that. Yeah. Literally, while the other characters get changed, she busts it out. Yeah. It's done.
So she draws a doujinshi, and the big problem with it, the big joke, is that she puts the dick in the wrong place.
Yeah. I would have liked to seen that. I wouldn't know how she fucked it up, but it's censored. Whatever.
Didn't she just read a porn manga?
Oh, right. She did, didn't she?
What inspired her to draw her porn was that she had just read porn. She literally just saw how it's supposed to look.
Okay. In Japan, doujins are censored a lot, right? Does that mean that this was censored so she just didn't see? I don't really know how it works over there. I mean, they said that the shape was wrong.
You can come up with excuses if you want to.
Yeah, that's true.
But the fact is, she had just read porn.
I mean, on a larger level, I don't believe that this girl hasn't Googled penis at one point in her fucking life. I do not believe it.
I can believe that she hadn't, but that Elf and
Muramasa, yeah.
Well, Muramasa did know what the penis is, but the fact that Elf didn't know, I was like, really? The girl who sits around naked and plays piano.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, and the fucking other girl had to look at her baby son or baby brother and draw his fucking penis, and
I wasn't sure. That was a confounding moment.
Yeah, it was.
I wasn't sure what was the
fake
bitch.
The fake. I think what happened was the fake bitch was all. She's a fake bitch. She doesn't know shit. Yeah. So she drew what she thought was like an adult man's penis, but it was actually her little brother who was there. So she like sort of misrepresented what a man's dick looks like.
Did she actually look at her little brother's dick to draw that?
I would think that what happened is that she knew from like bathing with him and from like reference things. That's what I would understand. I hope she didn't fucking undress him.
That it looks the same even if you're grown. Is that what the joke is?
I think that's the joke, that she like didn't know either.
I legitimately didn't get the joke. Like, I mean, I just sat there watching it like, what? What the fuck? Why is she drawing her fucking brother, her fucking 5-year-old brother's dick? Why is she doing that? I don't understand.
I don't know. That's another rich, well-developed character right there, my dude. Really got a lot of mileage out of that character.
Good lord, dude. This fucking episode.
Nightmare.
So yeah.
Is this it, guys? Is this when the anime gets good? Is this what we were waiting for? Is this what you've been talking about? Did we do it?
Can only draw things she's seen before. But she drew a dick.
You really believe this girl hasn't Googled penis? You really think that? I don't buy that for one fucking second.
She's 12.
She's always on about this shit. This is like her passion in life.
I mean, when I was 14, I wrote a Tales of Symphonia erotic fan fiction. And I wasn't entirely sure where the vagina was on the body.
Did you Google it?
No.
No?
Because, well, for one thing, Google wasn't as powerful at the time.
Okay.
For another thing, I didn't really have, like, my own private computer. Well, granted, Sagiri does.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I can accept that, I guess, if you had personal experience. I don't buy with this character, though. I just think she's too...
It's harder to believe with her.
Yeah. Plus the ubiquity of the technology.
And she's a fucking whore.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. This is what baffles me about this character, right? So this character, like, the world stands in awe of the erotic power of Eromanga-sensei. But this fucking bitch can only draw, like, the softest of, like, softcore ecchi shit. But, oh my god, she's so good at it. Those girls with their, like, slightly torn clothing, oh my god, dude, the best. She's the best at it. Like, this is such, like, a weird niche speciality that the show celebrates in a very strange way that I don't believe. And the fact that she stops so hard at this point and does not cross over into, like, Googling a dick or any of that shit, despite this being her whole life's work, I hate it. I hate it.
And even though apparently her mom seemingly drew more erotic stuff, and she seemingly saw it.
She must.
And said
of
a bunch
course.
of the words.
Of course. Ugh, disgusting.
I don't know, man. It's fucking weird.
It's reprehensible.
It's pretty shit. It's pretty gay.
It's pretty gay, alright.
I don't like it. It's what's another word that is like a pejorative? It's a
shit.
It's an ass.
An ass war.
Yeah, it's an ass war.
Well, okay. What else have we got to say about this?
About
I don't
the
know.
episode itself.
I don't like it. I don't know. I'm really at a loss. Here to like, why? Why is this show popular? Why is this show well liked? Is it that easy?
I remember it was
okay, go ahead.
They rape.
Oh my God! Yes, that's so important. That's so important. Remember, guys, when fucking Eromanga-sensei literally sexually assaulted her friend, pulled down her fucking panties, and committed a crime that she should go to jail for. And remember how her brother like laughed it off and didn't give a fuck? Well, in this episode, she's literally trying to do the exact same thing to him, a behavior that he stood by, he witnessed, and he condoned by not saying shit about, and now he's just reaping what he's sowing, frankly. So here is a man conditioning his little sister to be a monster, okay? That's what's happening here. And again, he's not gonna do shit. I told you guys, this is reprehensible behavior. This is gonna lead to bad things. He's creating a monster here. This whole situation is fucked. This is not okay. This is bad news for the world, all right? Bad things are happening here. And, this is the proof. The proof is in the fucking pudding, exactly as I said would happen. That's what happens this episode. They literally try to sexually assault him, pull off his pants, to fucking look at his dick, and, and the world, everyone's just gonna laugh. The world's just gonna laugh, ha 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 ha, funny. And then she's gonna go out and she's gonna rape people, alright? That's what's gonna happen. She's gonna keep doing this shit, and everyone's gonna laugh while everybody gets raped. And I just wanted to be put out there that I opposed this. From the start, I said, don't do this. I don't condone this kind of behavior. You gotta do something about this, guys. But everyone just laughs. They all just laugh and it's fine. And the world says, ha ha ha, it's fun to rip off people's clothes and to make them naked against their will. This is amusing for me. And, fuck this show, man.
Rape.
It's rape. Sexual assault.
That's all that happens.
Yeah.
It's 2 big, long scenes of fan service. There's a bunch of fan service shots.
Swimsuits,
is
plain twister.
For 2 cuts.
Yeah, she's got big boobs. That's cool,
She's
upvoted. Elf looks terrible, as always. Yep. Elf is gross.
Elf looks horrible.
Wear your dress, Elf.
Eromanga has some cute cuts here and there.
Yeah. When she was wiggling her ass at the very start of the episode.
Anyway.
So you're in for a good show, folks. We're done.
Parting thoughts on Eromanga-sensei. How do you feel about the show as a whole? Give me your 2-minute review of Eromanga-sensei with a score at the end.
A review with a score.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Eromanga-sensei is the problem. Eromanga-sensei is the encapsulation of sort of a style over substance mentality to making a show, to developing an anime, or any kind of medium. It's the thing to fight against, This is what we need to be opposing. The fact that this show is popular, how many times do you have to say it, is a crime. It's a crime against art and against a medium that otherwise, has some valuable things to say. And it really sickens me that this is like the face of popular anime, that people think this is okay to just like celebrate something like this. So, the characters, when they weren't being fully two-dimensional, were just being horrible people, or confusing, or self-contradictory. It's always one of those. And there's very little to any of them. The few moments of humanity that I did enjoy from the show were the times when it was kind of celebrating the hard work ethic that a creator has to put in. And there were some moments when that kind of came out in some small ways that I did appreciate, especially as a content creator myself. I can appreciate that. But when they do things like just say like, oh, by the way, the main character can make like a fucking novel a day. It's no big deal. It's super easy. It totally undercuts that message. So I can't even give it credit for that at the end of the day. So, ultimately, the show does almost nothing right. You know, it has fan service, that's fine. A lot of it was creepy and legitimately uncomfortable. And I can recommend this show to people who legitimately don't care about the quality of anime they watch, and they are specifically looking for, like, something to waste their time but has cute girls in it. Like, that's the entirety of the value of this show. If you've got nothing else to do and you just want to see some, you know, not even that good animation or that cute of girls. There's better versions of everything in the show elsewhere if you just look for it. That's what the show is. This show is like the new anime that people watch because it's the new one with the cute girls, and that attitude right there is the problem. People need to be more critical than that. This is disgusting. It's a terrible show. It deserves no watches, and I hate everything about it from start to finish. It was a mistake. My score, I would give this show 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10. One of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. A disgrace. There you go. How about you?
Well, I completely agree with you on the idea that this show is the problem. But more so than seeing it as like something that makes me mad, I just see it as like, this is what people are. Most people are just like cogs in the machine of life, right? I imagine the people who watch Eromanga-sensei being people who, like, just, like you said, they're just looking for a way to waste time.
That's right.
They're just looking for something to kill time. I think I've come to understand that mindset a little better over time. There's something nice about having like 8 hours that you work in a day, and then you come home and the rest of the day is for fucking around. And when you watch something that is challenging and heady, it requires an extra level of passion, which is similar to work in itself. Whereas something like this is just purely mind-numbing. You watch it literally to not do anything, to not feel anything, to become emotionally numb, to giggle at pretty lights and loud noises. You know,
I would just say that I agree with you on that, but I would say that just pick something better, like Aria, or
no
that
question.
new Aria show with the mermaid girls. Yeah,
like. And that's the thing. This show's humor.
Hidamari sketch.
Like, what do people laugh at in this show? Do people laugh at
Chimpo?
You say dick.
Yeah.
Muramasa screams.
Yeah.
Or Masamune.
Masamune screams. Yeah.
Masamune screams like a fucking autist, and the girls say dirty things, and a tit flashes on screen. Like, this is the most base stuff imaginable. And it's not surprising that people gravitate towards that. And, like, for me personally, every time I'm trying to start off a new anime season, the first shows I always try to look at are all the cute girls shows.
Sure.
Because those are the ones that don't require anything from me. But again, as you said, pick a better one. I'd pick New Game. That's a perfect example of a show in this kind of genre and feel. It's bright, it's colorful, it's poppy, it's a funny little show. It's not challenging, it's just cute. It's got lots of good fan service, but like the artwork and animation is stellar in that show. It has something grounded that you can relate to because it's about like work, and it's not as fucking retarded as Eromanga-sensei, where the work just feels insulting to anyone who actually writes or draws, whereas New Game at least has some respect for the fucking thing that the characters are doing. You know, it's a fun show. There's lots of good things about it. This show, I cannot say that about. There is nothing good in this show. The character designs are lackluster, and I keep... Every time I see a fucking anything from Ore-Imo, I'm like blown away how much better it looks.
That's true.
And Ore-Imo is 7 fucking years old. 7 years old, and it looks way better.
You'd think they would improve. Why are they going backwards?
Because it's A1 Pictures instead of AIC Plus who produced Ore-Imo. And Ore-Imo was a lovingly crafted show for better or worse.
That's true.
And this one is fucking hideous. And
I'm not defending Oreimo, by the way, because I would argue that Oreimo is a worse show, but for different reasons.
Yeah, well, I mean, this show just has nothing in it. The premise is all the fuck over the place, and like that's the thing. I could easily watch a show about a guy fucking his sister. I love it.
Yeah.
Make me a good show about a guy fucking his sister. I'm on that, you know?
Me too.
What is it called? Koikaze.
Yeah, that one.
The guy fucks his sister. It's great. Mm-hmm. It's one of my favorite, like, endings of a show.
It's pretty powerful to end with that kind of shit. Yeah. Leaves an impact. Even
though the show's mostly boring, but you know.
That's like a bold move, you know?
It was a bold move.
It's a bold fucking move. Like, did we get a bold move with this fucking Eromanga ending?
We got
I don't think
nothing.
so. I don't think so.
Nothing in the whole show. Nothing
not
ever
blood related,
fucking
guys.
Happened, man.
Yeah.
And like I called it in episode 1, just like you called like the specifics of where the story was gonna go. Yeah. What I called was you can't make a show out of this. Mm-hmm. You can't make a show out of these types of characters in this position. Unless you, like, I don't know, do, like, a full psychological, like
you gotta have some stones.
How much mileage can you get out of 2 characters sitting around in their fucking rooms writing?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Bakuman is how much you can get out of that. You need a fucking crazy high concept and a million things going on at all times. You know?
This show ain't no Bakuman.
No. This show is boring as shit, dude. This show was that last episode was so fucking hard to sit through, man.
Yeah.
And, I mean, episode 10, I like blanked out through parts of it, and like god damn, this show fucking blows ass. And the only reason that I'm not going to give it the lowest possible score is that episode 8 was legitimately pretty okay, aside from the fact that it was trapped in this show. Like it was decently produced. It had like its emotional moments made sense, and you kind of felt like, okay, I kind of get these characters. And like episode 11, even though the characters felt like totally different characters, those characters in that episode, you kind of get a little bit.
That's true.
And in episode, what was it, 6, that had the like, 5 that had the insane breakneck pacing.
Oh yeah, that weird one, like 5 or something, yeah.
Which was not necessarily good, but it was interesting.
It was very interesting.
In those episodes, at least there was a pulse in this show, which puts it above the Asterisk War.
Really?
Because the Asterisk War is this, but with no pulse ever.
That's interesting.
Like it's. I mean, I would say that Eromanga at its worst is pretty much as bad as the Asterisk War at its worst. But the Asterisk War has no peaks. It is all valley. It is all a dead zone of nothing.
Okay.
Eromanga occasionally blips just a little bit, and I can, give it credit for that. So it's not as bad as the Asterisk War. I'd give it like a strong 1 to a light 2,
Okay.
Like, it didn't outright offend me for the most part. I was just super bored. Like, the most offensive thing about the show is that it's popular. It's not terribly offensive in itself. It has moments that are grating, but like, it doesn't make me want to kill it does make me want to kill myself. It doesn't make me want to kill other people.
I mean, I shouldn't, but I do feel cheated out of a more deep examination of, like, a neat lifestyle. Like, how many times have I been talking about how, like, they don't do shit with Sagiri and, like, her being trapped in the room. Like, there's a couple moments when she sort of comes out of her room and it's treated like a big deal, but, like, it's the same level each time. So really they only get one credit for that shit. And she never has, like, this episode. Look, I can write this ending episode so easily for you. All you got to do to change it is, I mean, this would be a big improvement. It wouldn't fix the thing. But at the end, you have her walk out the front door and say goodbye from there. And you have music. You swell the music, and you do a zoom, and you actually give a shit about the animation of this episode. You put in a little bit of work to make me give a fuck, and then you end with him going like, and then you can cut to black. Like, that's 1,000 times better than what we actually got. It was just not, they didn't give a shit.
Why isn't it like Sagiri steps into the door frame, and the others see her, and they say like, have a nice day, have a nice day.
Yeah.
And then, like, a wide shot of both of them standing there, and the background all fades to white, and it's just like them in this space together. You know, like
that's better.
Makes sense to me. And it would parallel episode 1 when they faded into the weird neighborhood graphic. No thought was put into this show.
They didn't give a fuck.
Nothing was thought about. Nothing was cared about. Nothing had effort put into it. With the exception of a
couple episodes.
A few animators here and there fucking pouring their heart into trying to make Sagiri look cute. But even then, like, none of the animation is ever, like, impressive. You get some shots that are, like, a second long of some, like, detailed movement.
Yeah.
You never get, like, a sequence. You're not getting, like, a fucking scene of good character movement. Sometimes it'll even be in weird places. It'll be like a character walks outside and they look really good for a second. And you're like, what was that? Like, it feels like you had a fucking stroke for a minute because you're not sure what's going on. It's a fucking huge pile of garbage dog shit. You all know that. We've been hammering it in for 12 straight weeks, but I think we can say with absolute sincerity.
I think we can come to the conclusion. Should you watch this anime? No. Don't watch this anime. And be suspect of anime that bear resemblance to this.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time. And, I mean, someone can throw away their time watching an anime that's shit. No big deal. The problem is that so many people are wasting their lives watching shit like this, and that bothers me. Because I'm worried about you folks. I mean, not the people watching this. They know better.
I think the problem is the culture we've created where people are so into current. Everyone wants to watch what's current and what's trending.
Because people want to be engaged and popular. They want to be popular themselves.
All they want to do is be in on the conversation. But it's like, we can't have a conversation about something else unless other people are willing to join that conversation. And so when Eromanga, because it's so easy to just watch, takes no effort.
In fact, the less effort you put into watching, the more you'll enjoy it. Yeah. For sure, of course.
And so if you just watch it in this brain dead state, then you get to go, I saw Eromanga this week. Sagiri was the panties.
Yeah.
And it's like, die. Just die.
Yeah, that's when I want to die. I guess that's it.
So what are we going to do next time? Do we want to do another anime one? We got Rick and Morty coming back.
Did you see the announcement?
Yeah,
1 month.
Coming on the 30th of July.
That's right.
So we'll be covering that. I don't know if we're going to do any more Rick Steve minutes before then. People are asking if we'd cover the other seasons. I don't know. I'm going to be moving, so I'm going to be busy. But maybe. And as for doing another anime next season, we could...
Is there something on tap? I have not looked into it.
Well, there's a show that looks possibly like the right choice.
Oh, good.
Because, as you know, the seasonal chart on my anime list is organized by popularity. How many lists is it appearing on? And whenever there's a show that's appearing on a lot of lists before the season starts, there's a good chance it's going to be popular.
Sure.
Oddly enough, Fate Apocrypha, the new Fate anime, has less than whatever the fuck Hajime no Gal is.
You know what's funny? I've actually been reading Hajime no Gal.
Really?
Yeah, it's not good.
Okay.
But I don't really know why. I think I googled like sexy anime gal at some point or something, and this came up, and it's not Eromanga. I mean, it's the manga, so I don't know what the anime's going to be like.
Yeah.
I'd give it a shot, though I don't think it's going to be as bad as Eromanga. It doesn't have the kind of fucked up premise.
Our goal is not to find something bad. Our goal is to review a show every week. Eromanga was I picked, quote, the most middle-of-the-road looking show of the season. I thought it was going to be a flat 5.
I would say this kind of looks to me like it's a flat 5. Who knows if it'll be good or bad? Yeah. I really don't know.
Or we could watch the new Fate, which is going to be terrible.
I fucking hate Fate.
I hate Fate, too.
Everyone who likes Fate baffles me.
And it's A1 Pictures as well.
Oh,
we'll just
no,
stay on our
really?
A1 train forever. Yeah, A1's doing the next Fate anime. And it's based on a light novel. Look at that shit.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be great.
What is Kakegurui? That looks
Is that the other one?
Fuck, yeah. That looks like a fan service, all girls.
Looks like a
action kind of.
I don't know.
By Studio Mappa.
Oh, really?
What the fuck are they up to right now? Hold on. Let me me fucking click on this goddamn shit. Why won't you fucking right click on the fucking page?
I'm pretty much down to do something. I don't know which of these is the best choice though. We'll have to decide. Should we let people vote? No, they can't decide. I can't trust them.
An institution for the privileged with a very peculiar curriculum. When you're the sons and daughters of the wealthiest of the wealthy, it's not athletic prowess or book smarts that keep you ahead.
It's magic.
It's reading your opponent. The art of the deal. What better way to hone those
Donald
skills
Trump, the anime?
with a rigorous curriculum of gambling. So it's a gambling. It's a gambling high school.
I mean, I like gambling's cool. High stakes, rolling the dice. That could be interesting, maybe.
I don't know if that'll be something we have that much to say about every week, though.
That's kind of what I'm worried about with Hajime no Gal.
Yeah.
Because, like, all it is this guy, like, okay, I'm going to try to kiss her today. Oh, I fucked it up. Lol, but she actually kind of likes me. Okay, I'm going to try to grab her boob today. Oh, I fucked it up. Oh, but I think she actually kind of likes me.
Okay, should we go with something that we think will be good or that we think will be terrible?
I like what you did of finding what tactically seems like popular but middle of the road, and then we ride the train and see where it goes.
That would be Hajime no Gal. That's what seems like it's going to be popular but completely middle of the road.
Maybe that's the place to be. And especially because I have experience with the manga, that might be interesting to bring to the table. Maybe.
I mean,
I haven't looked at any of this shit. I have no idea.
Fate Apocrypha is going to be big, and it's going to be bad. It's going to be really fucking bad.
Yeah, like that's just going to be me complaining about, like, I don't know.
Welcome to the Ballroom might blow up, and that'll be good.
Yeah, I like want to watch that one.
Netsuzo Trap might be interesting because it's Yuri, and I've heard it's really trashy or something.
I know you'll be into that. I'd watch it.
No, I'll probably hate it.
I will
probably really hate it.
All right.
I want to watch this Made in Abyss show, though, because that is cool art. Yeah, right. I guess it's really going to come...
Gal or Fate.
Yeah. I mean, if we want to pick most middle of the road, we pick Gal. But
Yeah.
you already have seen... You've already read some of it, so you know it's not going to be, like, fucking...
It's super basic. Though, you know, I am curious if they'll, like, deviate from that, because it's, like, really bare bones. As in, for the first, like, volume, there are, like, exactly 2 characters who do anything.
Sounds
Everyone
like
else is, like...
Mysterious Girlfriend X.
Yeah?
That starts off a lot like that.
I don't know.
It takes forever to pick up speed.
I might be underestimating how many, or, like, overestimating how many chapters it was of that. Because I'd read, like, 1 chapter a day for a while, and I don't know. I don't know.
All right, I'm going to hold a poll...
Yeah, okay.
With the top 3 listed on Mal, and we'll see what people think. And I mean, we're not just gonna like pick the winner of the poll. I just want to know what people think. So
seems reasonable to me.
Stick around, and thanks for watching the whole Eromanga-sensei Every Week podcast.
You did it, guys. Congrats.
Join us on the next one, which might be on the main channel because this one went so goddamn well.
Sure did.
Yeah. Sick nasty farts.
Peace.